Hello everybody, I hope everybody's well and okay. Welcome to General Morning Chit Chat. Now, I have decided it may involve a couple of parts, this. Now, the first part is going to be getting pregnant. Now, usually when you're in a stable relationship, either a stable relationship or you're married or you come to get married, you may decide you want to have children. For most women, it's successful. It can happen. But sometimes it doesn't. Now, usually with couples, especially if they do plan on a future together, they will decide on whether children are part of that future. For anybody who does want children, I hope it's something you both want. Because there's sometimes children aren't part of the picture. Sometimes. And it's a bit of a taboo subject because a few people I've spoken to I've said that the daughters or sons don't plan on having children with the partner, and they've sort of took it in a bad way. They think it's selfish. But why is it selfish? Is it because they want to be a grandparent and they'll not have that? If you've only got one child and they decide they don't want to have children, then it's in the right. But sometimes some people expect it of the children to have children. It could be part of their religion. There is that as well. There's a lot of things. I could probably talk about this all day. I probably could about there's so many things. There's values and all. Do you see where I'm coming from? Some people are just expected of it. Because it's passing on the line. It's complicated. But in this country, it's entirely up to a person on whether they have children or not. Now, there's a lot of ways. My experience on children. At a very, very young age, I decided I did not want to have children whatsoever. And there's a lot of reasons why I decided on this path. It was of my own choice. And when I advertised myself on the internet, well, you know, where the story of Richard and I, how we met and all that, and I met him over the internet, and it worked, and we're still together today. Well, he also had no designs to have children. So I found my perfect partner. It was a decision we both made, and we're very happy about it. On his side, Richard's got 2 nieces. On my side, I've got 1. So between us, we've got 3 nieces who we love dearly. And there's also extended family who have kids as well. So we've got children in our family. Now, for those who do want to have children, and things are not happening if you're in a stable relationship or you're married, even in today's day and age, you don't have to be in any of those things in a relationship or married or anything to want to have a baby, I believe. This is how society is getting very accepting of even people having babies when they're not in a relationship. If you want a baby, and it's not, I'll focus on people who do want a baby who are in a stable relationship and married. If you want a baby and it's not happening after a certain length of time, if it's been sort of, you've been trying for 2 years, say, and it's not happening for you, then please get some attention. Okay, because it may be you need a push. And when I say a push, you may need to go under a specialist. Because I've heard stories where where couples have been trying desperately for years and it's just not happened for them. And then when eventually they have gone to investigate on why it's not happened for them, they've been told some bad news on what the cause could be. It could be many number of different reasons, but it may not be to do with the woman as well. It may be to do with the husband or boyfriend or whatever. It could be the man has a low sperm count, or even no sperm. I've heard that story. And as for the lady, it may be to do with the womb. It may be a medical condition that they were unaware of. I myself have got endometriosis, but there's a lot of other conditions as well, such as polycystic ovary syndrome as well. They are both very unpleasant. I can tell you endometriosis can cause infertility. It can cause infertility in women. And I got diagnosed with endometriosis when I was I 17 or 18? Because my menstrual system, I knew very, very early on that there was something wrong with my body. It wasn't normal. When it was the time of the month, I had to stay home from school because things wasn't right at all. I weren't, put it this way, I weren't hearing my school chums say how bad they felt every month and how much pain they were in. All I knew was that it was cramps in the stomach for them, but for me it was everywhere. Everywhere. I couldn't stop going to the toilet because endometriosis can cause sickness because of how much pain you're in, extreme clotting. It can cause extreme diarrhea. There's an awful lot of things with endometriosis. Really bad pain running down your legs and up your legs, shooting pain in your vagina. And I was suffering all these things. I'm sorry for all the men who are watching, but it is absolutely true. So if you suffer from any of these symptoms, it may be endometriosis. Okay. Now, polycystic ovary syndrome can be quite similar. But it's a little bit different as well. In fact, my gynecologist thought I may have both conditions. Because I'm not shy of saying that my bodily hair gets really, I get really hairy if I don't see to it. How do I put this? It's unusual, put it that way. If I don't see to my underarms or my legs or even my stomach area, where my belly button is, I get hair there. So I may also have polycystic ovary syndrome as well. And they say if you've got a moon face, that's also a sign of polycystic ovary syndrome. I don't know as much about polycystic ovary syndrome as I do endometriosis, but I know some of the symptoms. The human body can be, it can be a pain for those who do want things like having children. I really, really understand. If anybody is upset right now, I'm really sorry, okay? Because I know people who's had to go through IVF to have a child. Now, for those who are trying to have a baby, please don't wait. Don't wait. And if you're suspicious there may be something wrong, then please go and see your doctor or specialist, and they can point you in the right directions. I'm begging you, don't wait. I really am begging you, because if you do wait, now I have heard stories where they've been way too late, and because especially for women, the longer you leave it, the harder it may be to become pregnant, okay? I'm really crying out for you, because there's always someone, you know, where it's become impossible for them to have a baby. Something they've always wanted. Now, I know there are other ways. IVF is no picnic. You have to be fully prepared. It's a lot of hard work, I believe. It's a lot of hard work, dedication, and there are strict rules around IVF. You have to be under a certain weight to go for IVF. Okay. I believe it's 30, a body mass index of 30. For you to qualify. Okay. Now, someone I know couldn't ovulate, because I believe when you go for IVF, you have to have these scans to have a look at your follicles. Let's get a drink. So for people who can ovulate, and if they've got follicles, then the chances are more successful on you getting pregnant. But if there's no follicles there whatsoever, then you've got no chance of getting pregnant. There's just no way. It's all to do with ovulation. If you can't ovulate, and ovulating is to do with certain hormones and things. It's about the egg being released. It's extremely complicated. But it's to do with that, and that's why sometimes you can't get pregnant if you can't ovulate. It is very, very complicated. But the people I know who have had IVF have successfully had 3 children. You know, and there's other people too who's had IVF. Actually, my mum knows a cancer survivor who went through IVF, and he never thought in a million years they could have children. And he ended up having triplets. And that is a miracle. But there is stories where no matter how many times people have gone through IVF, it just didn't happen for them. And I'm so sorry if that's ever happened to you. So sorry. Now, as I said, there are other ways, but you have to be careful and you have to follow the right channels. There's surrogacy. That can be an option. Now, with surrogacy, if it's done correctly, and through the right channels, it can be successful. Because it can be the greatest gift anybody could give someone, which is a baby. There's a lot of people that can there's a lot of people that can abuse this, though, and you have to be so careful. People who don't follow the correct channels. A lot of people get hurt. A lot of people get scammed. by this setup. So you're better off for surrogacy to go through a doctor. In fact, IVF, they go through surrogacy. Because sometimes it's people who donate an embryo. Because embryos can be donated, sperm can be donated. I realise IVF isn't cheap. It can cost thousands of pounds. But in this country, in the UK, I believe it depends on where you live in the country and what age you are. I believe if you're young, in some places in the country, if you're young, you may have 3 tries for it to be free. Okay. But it depends on where you live, and also what age you are. Okay. So people may be entitled to 3 tries. Some people may be entitled to 2, and some people may be entitled to 1. Okay, for it to be free. I believe if you are an older person trying to get IVF, it may only be 2 or 3. Okay. If you're a person who's around 40 years old, you may only get 1 try for free. All right. I wouldn't like to say how much it costs for IVF privately, and there is rules as well. If you IVF, to be qualified, you have to have been married or in a relationship with your partner for over 2 years, I think. And also, if you have had IVF with a partner and that relationship doesn't work out and you get with another partner, then you're no longer entitled to free IVF because you've already had the IVF. And if a relationship breaks down while undergoing IVF, then I believe you're no longer entitled to the IVF. Okay. Because it concerns both parties. So please go to your doctor and they'll recommend a specialist for you, because actually going for the IVF, you need to go down certain channels. Okay. I could talk about this all day, but I can't. It's going to 30 minutes, which is a lot longer an episode than I usually have. But This is such a complicated subject. Now, if you want more on this subject, please let me know and I'll see about doing a part 2. Okay. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and a subscription. As always, it does mean so much. Thank you to my current subscribers and hopefully future subscribers, as you will all be amazing. Please check out all my other videos and content, as you may find them interesting and enjoyable. Thank you for your comments. I'm really enjoying reading your comments and responding to you. Okay. Me up to. If you do see a question mark, it just means I'll need a little bit more about your comment. So please elaborate and get back to me. So please enjoy the rest of your morning. Take care, and I'll see you later for lunchtime with me. Okay, bye.